If you had to pick, would you say you would benefit from saying no more often or saying yes more often? I'm Christine Saxon. I'm an executive leadership coach. I work with incredible people, and I would say it's probably 50-50 on the people that I coach on how they would answer that question. Some aren't saying yes to the things that they really want, or they're not saying yes to things that might serve them better. And some have a really hard time saying no and take on too much, right? They're just saying, kind of saying yes, right? Even though they know it's going to mean later nights or letting something slide or not committing to commitments that they've made, be it family or exercising or relaxing. So what could you benefit from? Saying no more often or saying yes? So once you identify that, my curiosity is, what will it take? What will it take? Let's play with one. What would it take to say no more often? I worked with a lovely human being and also a fellow coach and a very, very influential person in her field. And she was taking on too much. And what she realized when we in a coaching conversation, she realized she going forward was only going to say yes when it was hell yes, when it was, oh yes, right? I'm so enthusiastic about this. And for everything else, she then decided, oh shoot, that means I have to say no. And what we came up with together, and if you're watching this, you know who you are, it was groundbreaking in a way, because the problem wasn't then solved. It wasn't just say hell yes to the things that really fit with her skills, with her passion, with the value that she brings to the world. It was, what do I do with those other things that I'm not going to say hell yes to, but I need to say something different. So for a while we talked about how to say no, and still it was just rubbing up against her values, against her integrity. And then we realized that no doesn't have to be the answer. So instead, she is now, when she's finding something that she's like, yes, this is one I'm choosing, she goes for it. When someone asks her for something and she's realizing it's not a hell yes, she will say, I'm not going to say yes to this, and here's who you could talk to. I'm not able to say yes to this right now, and come see me in 4 months or 3 months or whatever, and I might be able to. Or I'm not going to now, and what ideas do you have about what you could do? Or what have you thought of already? What are the questions you still need to ask? Where could you find them? So she gives a warm handoff or a warm push off the dock, right? And helps people paddle their own boat, rather than feeling that awful, oh no, I said no to someone. So how about then if you are someone who needs to say yes more often or wants to say yes? So first of all, think for yourself, what's holding you back from saying yes? It might be humility. It might be not wanting to have the light shone on you. These are examples from some of my wonderful clients. It might be not wanting to take up too much space, making sure that others have a chance to step up if they want to. So in a way, this reminds me of the Marianne Williamson poem, where she talks about shining your light. If you haven't read that one, I would really encourage you, if you just look up Marianne Williamson, and I think it's called Shine Your Light or something like that. If you can't find it, reach out to me. Really, it's about, are you hiding in the shadows? Are you holding back when you could say yes and bring your beautiful light forward and bring what you have to offer forward? There are quite a few people who I am coaching and people in my life that I know this comes up for. They don't say yes to what they really want. They don't speak up for what really matters to them because of this statement. Oh, I don't want to get in the way. I don't want to be a bother. That may resonate for some of you, or others might be going, oh my gosh, that's just like my spouse or my sister or my coworker. It's very familiar for a lot of us. I don't want to be a bother often comes out of the mouth of someone who might be highly sensitive or an introvert. So I wonder then, what's getting in the way for you? And what can you do about it? One of the wonderful things about saying yes and getting what you want is it feeds your brain. and it starts feeling good. As uncomfortable as it is, it's like jumping off the dock in the summer for the first time when you really want to go in that water, but you're afraid to, or you're holding back for some reason. And then your brain goes, that felt good, I'm going to do it again. So saying yes is like 3, 2, 1, do it. See how it feels. Speaking up is the same way. 3, 2, 1, do it. See how it feels. And getting yourself easing into a new habit that in a way will really, it's a lovely one because your brain will like it if you're saying yes to things you really want and you're getting what you want. So, as a way to paddle your boat, that's just something to look at. Are you someone who would benefit from saying no more often or saying yes more often? And 3, 2, 1, do it. I believe in you. Happy paddling.